Thank you for joining us, everyone. I am Cam from the Midium, and today we are joined by Piotr Raczyński, the founder and owner. Every single time, college paid off.
I'm impressed.
And we have Mitch Lance as well from Polyend. And today we're going to talk about, just get a brief intro to the Polyend Tracker Mini. And then we're also going to talk about the benefits and the simplicity of the interface and see all the benefits that the Polyend Tracker Mini gives artists who want to work with this new machine. So let's get started. If either one of you could please tell us, what was the design philosophy behind the Polyend Tracker Mini and why make it in the first place?
So first of all, the Tracker Mini was the initial idea before we even started thinking about trackers at all. And because my dream was always to have some device that allows me to make music on the go. But the problems with sourcing the equipment for the Mini, some other engineering problems let us go directly to the bigger version. It was a little bit easy to design. And that's why we went the easier route first, just to prove the concept. And apparently this one went pretty well, so we decided, okay, this is the proper time that we figure out the problems and make the thing that we always wanted to do. And yeah, also when a lot of people using the original tracker are using a Velcro and this power bank thing and trying to make it very mobile device, I thought, yeah, it's not only me that wants this kind of device. I hope it's not only me. And yeah, and it seems that people are getting the idea, and I hope they will love it as much as I do.
Perfect. And what are your thoughts, Mitch?
I love it. It's easy to play. It's faster than I expected. Even when he showed me the original kind of pictures, I feel like the screenshots don't really do it justice of like how easy and fluid the workflow is in this format. So, it's got, instead of an encoder, it's got quick jump buttons on the side, which work really well. You kind of keep your fingers in like a Game Boy position, and you can just make music.
I'm also very happy that we had so much time to test and try all different layouts. Of course, the initial thought was, let's have this wheel here, right? That's the obvious thing to do. But then your thumb is not accustomed to this movement for longer than a few seconds. So, we've tested it. It was so cool for 2 seconds, but so inconvenient after a while. And we tried different ones. We tried the roller as well. And finally we went for this one. This is the easiest one to make and also the most convenient in the final state. I'm very surprised that it's sometimes even faster than the original one. Of course, the drawback is we don't have the pads, but you can have everything, right? We also tried different sizes, form factors, and apparently the screen is the thing that needs to be as big as possible. We didn't want you to be very hard on your eyes. So that was the perfect 5-inch screen is perfect, and this gave us kind of looks, and then we wanted to squeeze it to make it as small as possible, not losing the comfortability. Yeah, we can show you the things. Also, what I wanted to mention is that because we had a little bit more time, we developed a new platform for it, so we could have squeezed in more things. We wish the original tracker had more headroom for us to develop, although the huge upgrade is coming to the original one. People are asking about it, are curious what's going on. A lot of things has been fixed. I can mention a few things because people are very, very curious.
Yeah, please do.
So we've redeveloped the audio path, so there are no clicks anymore. There is more headroom in terms of the volume. The new saturator is introduced. There is loads of, we gave it to professional UI person who indicated some problems we fixed with just simple coloring and stuff. There is a metronome, new metronome that allows you to use it while recording samples. So if you have a guitar and you record it live, you have the metronome. You have a way better file management, like way easier. And the list goes on and on and on. So almost all we did for this one, apart from this one is stereo samples because the processor can handle it. This one has 4 times more memory and audio over USB. All the other improvements are also heading towards the tracker. So 1.7 is coming like in a month or two. And it's gonna be the best tracker experience with one because we are very, very keen on testing. We have like a quite big QA part now, like quality assurance part, and this is why we are not spitting out the new firmware each day like we used to now, because the audience is way bigger, our responsibility is also bigger. We have to make sure that everyone is happy with what we are delivering and the quality is top-notch. That's why it takes so much time.
And before we begin the demo, it's really early in the game right now, of course, because it's just launching now. But what do you see in the future for the relationship between the Tracker Mini and the current tracker, like working together, for example?
Yes, we are working on this function. Well, first of all, they are cross-compatible. So whatever you do on the original one is exactly the same in the small one. Of course, because of some difference, like stereo samples I mentioned, and the limitation of the memory of the original one, we will indicate how you would like to fill the new one with the samples. So if you do not reach certain limit, they are like 100% compatible, and we'll need to figure out what to do with the stereo samples. That's the last thing we need to think of. I think we'll figure something smart out.
Yeah. So there will be like a progress bar for when you reach the limit of compatibility with the tracker.
That's perfect.
One more thing is that we want to have this like seamless experience when you connect them both, that you feel that you've extended the amount of tracks. So whatever we call it polysync. So whichever of every of our devices, when the polysync is on, then we are syncing the number of the pattern. So if you are on the pattern number 1 and switch to pattern number 5, all devices that are connected will switch to the same place.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
it will be like, you will feel that, okay, I've extended my device with another 8 tracks.
Can you envision a scenario where maybe you have 2 musicians, one on the tracker original and one on the Mini, working together at the same time on a project?
I think like maybe working would be a bit, maybe, I don't know how to say it, maybe problematic, because those are like not connected until you start playing with it. But for the performance things, it will be perfect.
Oh,
it will be perfect.
Okay.
Also, you know,
Sorry, you could email back and forth. You know, if you're online, like it's an online friend, you could email back and forth your projects and stuff, because those will still be compatible.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. But also, I can imagine like having the setup of one person playing tracker and another playing play. They are different beasts, but together in this new polysync thing, that will allow to be on the same page all the time.
Sure. Oh, that's fantastic to hear. I'm so glad that there's so many opportunities to make both platforms work together, and to see that there's such a bright future for both products still, especially with that new update. I'm really excited.
So we've been working very, very hard on that one, and honestly, like if someone is saying, hey, they abandoned tracker, it's not fair, and we are working daily so hard, I think it's just our communication is not that like broad. We don't have time for that. We should think of maybe filling this gap and have some spokesmen that will just be more open to the public, and that's what we will be working in the next days. But you know, it breaks our heart if we read those comments that say, yeah, they are releasing new stuff and abandoned all the old stuff. It's not true, so it's great to have, you know, conversation with you to finally state it out.
That's so good to hear. That's so good to hear. Well, great. Are you ready to show us how the Polyend Tracker Mini works?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, Piotr, well, now we're here with the Tracker Mini. If you could please walk us through what you wanted to show us, that would be perfect.
Yes, so we've implemented this new menu that allows you to scroll through the modules. And this is the new thing, which is like the multi-purpose button that allows me to scroll through the screens if there are multi-screens, do the other stuff like previews. It's very convenient and fast. I'll start with sample loader. Also, the new thing is that we are adding a lot of genre-based sample packs, so to make you jumpstart the projects way easier. I'll just do some random thing. Let's go like let's maybe go for a house pack. I'll select them all. The new firmware has the feature that allows me to select the folder, and it will populate all the things that are within the folder into the system. What's cool about the packs is that they are interchangeable because they have the same structure. You've got 5 kicks, hi-hats, 5 snares, and you know the story.
Perfect.
So this is my memory. Now we've got the new thing called preview volume. A lot of people were asking about it. So we did this preview function that allows you to change the volume of the preview stuff. Now when I go to the pattern mode, I see the pattern view. What is new is this revolver mode, where you can see the end of the pattern and the beginning at the same time. That's new. So now I will do the regular stuff. Just find one of the instruments. Like let's go with kick, go to patterns. Oh, by the way, I have those 4 function keys or hotkeys that are fully customizable. So for me, this is pattern, instrument, parameter, sample, playback, and mixer. With shift, you've got another 4, but it's up to you. It's more or less like in the cameras where you have those customizable function buttons.
Oh, absolutely.
To make your workflow way easier. Now I will just use this jump function and populate the kicks, and I'm doing this with that one. So, okay, it's populating C0, so I'll change it with those fast function keys. So the thing is that you've got this small plus, it increments the values by small amount, but by 1, and dependingly on the situation, it could change the octave, or change instruments by 5s, or in other situations by 10s. It depends, to make your life easier, it depends on the situation, right? So let's go for a kick, and then
and that's part of what you were doing to sort of replace the jog wheel, correct?
Exactly, yes. And now this one, the middle button, will allow us to populate with the last setting. So it's gonna be like this. It fills with the recent setting. Now let's find some snare. Okay, and then each 8. Let's make it each 8. Okay, and now maybe hi-hats. For the hi-hats, I'll go to make it each 3 steps. So I'll just do this one. Let's find the hi-hat, instrument.
And while you do that, I'll explain that at the bottom there's a field that says step jump, and that's what helps set the increments of the addition of different notes. Am I right?
Exactly. Okay, so maybe let's go each 4th for this one. I'll start here. So it's like typical housey situation.
Sure.
Maybe I'll just alter some of those. Maybe we'll add something like and it goes on and on. I would then find some pads, bass, and then make a first pattern, then maybe copy paste it to another pattern using this copy pattern function, go to another one, paste it, and I've got 2 exact same patterns. I can alter this one. Maybe I'll add some here I will add some percussion. And at this time I will use automatic fill function. So I'll say, hey, please put randomly with density of 30% or something. Yeah, let's go 35. And use samples from, for example,
That's great that the autofill function made it over from the original, because that's a really popular feature.
Oh yeah. You see, I can hold it and jump or make bigger jumps with these files. That's what it makes even faster than the previous tracker. Okay, and then when I feel
So there you're playing the mutes.
yeah, of course, everything that we had on Tracker, 100% of the function is there. So we also thought about the performance things.
Sure.
So it's exactly the same, but now these functions allow you to pick one of the settings. So let's see what I have here. Let's reset it up, and maybe use these functions. So changing the pattern plane.
Nice.
The almighty step repeater.
That's always such a fun function.
Yes, and that one more thing that is different from the original tracker, that is we didn't include the FM radio because we had a lot of customers saying that FM is no longer a thing in their countries. Most of the countries are changing to DAB,
Like a digital
the
radio.
digital radio, that's the word. So, but we didn't want to just get rid of it. We wanted to exchange it with something. So, of course, the obvious thing was to add this mic. And funny thing is that this mic can also work as like a contact mic. You can experiment with it. But of course, you know, most of the things I do is if I run out of the samples or I would like to make my songs a little bit fresher, I just add something that is, you know, that comes out of my mouth or I just clap, or, you know. It's as easy as. And now I've got all the noise here, numb noise. And this is the clap, so I can just crop it. Of course, the almighty audio naming, which is pretty funny. Then you save it to your SD card. The system works a little bit faster because of the new processor, so it's also an advantage.
Sure.
And then I've got my clap on my sample playback, and I can do whatever, of course, including the granular stuff. So.
That goes low.
This is the multi-clap now.
There it is.
I can change it to wavetable, and I can post-produce a little bit this, or pre-produce this sample. You know, make a wavetable, smooth it, stretch it to the max, use those different effects like flanger, chorus, beat crusher. And then on the master, it's not implemented here yet. It's on the, as we like to call it, quality assurance queue. We have all new master thing, which is called saturator, which will allow you to saturate the output of your audio, add some overdrive to make it a little bit warmer, make it very rough as you wish. All the things. Oh, by the way, we also implemented some new improvements to reverb and delay. They sound way better than before, and it also the old tracker gets the new things too.
Great.
Limiter, the EQ, bass booster, and the space effect. They're all there. And now normally on the tracker, I would export the tune to the stems, and then put them on the Ableton and then work on that further.
Perfect.
The change here is that over USB, which is here, the USB allows us to send audio now, not only MIDI but audio. So this is like a sound card now. It will occur in your system as 22 tracks mono or 11 stereo, so 8 for tracks. and then
Does it need its own driver or?
no, it's class compliant.
Perfect.
Yeah, so it works on PC, it works on Linux. The Mac version is coming too, and yeah, it's so cool to see like real time my tracks in any DAW where I can put more effects and finalize it there like on real time. That's very neat function, I must say. I wasn't expecting it to be that fun. People demanded it, and I thought, okay, let's try. It took us quite a while to implement, but now I understand the feature. It's very cool to have your live outputs. It extends the possibilities immediately.
Yeah, thank you for listening to the community. That's it's always good to know when someone who's designing synths actually has a chance to listen to see what everybody else is saying.
That's again, when I mention it, it breaks my heart when people say we don't.
Yeah.
Maybe we are not that open to that. We have our new forum, the community called Backstage. It's backstage.polyend.com, and there is a wish list, and it's like very nice place to state what you would like to see. You know, we are not able to please everyone. Some of the features like just for one person, but you can vote on the wishes. So if the wishes get a lot of votes, we of course are not obliged to make them, but
Sure.
it indicates what actually people need, what users would like to. Most of the things that users like, we like too. And so, yeah, we are spending a lot of time reading the comments, checking out what's possible. Not everything is possible technical-wise, but yeah, we're getting there, and you know, it's growing with the audience. So
Sure.
it's very cool.
If I may ask a question about the samples, do you know if at this point or in the future it would be possible to do slicing? Does it currently do slicing of samples?
Oh, of course, yes. So maybe let's record something. At least try to record something. Maybe me speaking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I would name it. Save and load it. So you just go to sample playback, and here you've got slice and bit slice. You can auto slice it, so it detects the transients, and now you've got all the slices. So I can go to slice. This feature is almost overused, and I'm glad that we've made it, you know, drum and bass, jungle, all the beat breaky stuff like brain dance.
Yeah.
It's great that people are using that, because I love this type of making music.
Sure.
Or what I love to do is record my clean guitar with the mic and then chop it and then make some kind of glitchiness out of it.
Nice.
That's a very cool feature.
Yeah, and speaking of guitars, when you mentioned the contact mic, you can put that up against your acoustic and do that kind of a thing too, right?
It's a little bit hard to do it, but you can.
Okay.
It's very, like, we want to, you know, it's small mic, it's not a proper phantom power mic, of course.
Sure.
But if you would like to freshen up your composition, it's so easy. You can experiment with it. So one thing I did, I placed a ruler and make those drrrrng, and then made this out of it. I made some kind of wavetable. It's, you know, it's just fresh.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So then with the auto slicing and with the granular, that's got to be a lot of fun.
Exactly, yeah. Well, of course, first thing you do is you record your voice and pitch it down. But that's just one, you know, sky is the limit here. Yeah, we didn't forget about games. So in this form factor, I loaded it with loads of games, but yeah, let me just run one of our favorites. This one.
Arkanoid.
It's one of the homebrew NES guys who created this game. It's very good. It's like logical, and I'm dead. It's so much fun.
How cool! Yeah, it's a great way to unplug from the production process, or if you're traveling, nice way to have some fun too.
Oh yeah, we like to, you know, add some Easter eggs, but this one is like very sophisticated Easter egg. I remember we made it for Christmas as a present gift for our community. Yeah, and it's like very nice addition, I suppose.
Here's a question. Are you able to sample the sounds of the game?
No, unfortunately, those are like two disconnected systems.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
Sure.
of course, the temptation was
Yeah.
to be able to sample those.
Sure.
Well, just maybe use two devices and then,
There you go. You use the mic on one.
or the line in, which is already there.
Sure.
Of course, the MIDI are still MIDI output and input is still there. So it could be a part of a bigger system. Because you don't have this piano roll or you don't have the grid for inserting the notes. A lot of people use Tracker with MIDI input, so it's easier for them to make the composition.
Yeah.
That's why, basically, that's what you could do using this MIDI in here.
Sure.
This device is also great for chip tune things, and one of the sample packs we provided is filled with those chip tune small 8-bit sounds, so you can
okay.
create your 8-bit soundtrack
Yes.
yourself.
An 8-bit video game soundtrack to your life.
Exactly.